booties for black girl nerds.
Bresha had the pleasure of speaking with you at the Proud Family Carp. It was very fun, louder and prouder. And
Thank you. It's nice to see you again.
So lovely to see you. I love the show. It's so fun. And I feel like season 2 really has a lot to do with kind of metamorphosis and changes and really kind of adapting or maladapting to them. I want to start with you, Amber. Let's talk about Whitney. She, of course, is in the situation where she confesses her infidelity to Ola, and Ola's like, not having it. But she kind of has this thing where she's like, I don't want to talk about it. I just want you to forgive me and be done with it.
Yeah.
What
I think it's a lot of people. I don't want to talk about the drama. They're just like, let's get over. Do you forgive me or not? Because like, let's just go. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that we find that she kind of understands why she did it, but she's unable to communicate that to Ola. Yeah. What do you think is kind of holding her back from that?
I think that she doesn't intellectually understand why she did it. And I think that's why you'll see her later go into therapy and really try to break it apart and figure out why. Because she's still struggling that she wants to make it work with him, but she doesn't really ask herself why she wants to make it work. I think it's because that seems like the easiest and the right thing to do, that will make her mistake go away. Because in the end, she's forgiven. And so it's almost like it never happened and doesn't matter. But that's not real. And so I think for the right reasons, Ola is not forgiving her right away. Who knows where they'll end up. But like she needs to sit through these therapy sessions to dissect why she made that choice. And if there is something deeper inside of her that's telling her that wasn't the relationship that she needed to be in. And maybe that's why she blew it all up so that she can, make a new choice in life and take a new direction.
And now, Bresha, with Renee, we see her kind of on the precipice of this new venture with her own firm. However, it kind of puts her in the same spot that she just chastised Jason for being in, which is quitting your job kind of without really a plan on the other side. What makes their situations different, though, for Renee?
I think for Renee and her ex-husband, and the differences is just that Renee believes that she all has it figured out. She puts all of her eggs in one basket, with her boss, becoming her colleague, working hand by hand with her. Like she really just goes balls to the wall and she takes risks. She takes risks in the right way in her mindset. Not like how her ex-husband did by taking all of her money. She's betting on herself and she's not relying on anyone else. Like even asking for help is hard for her. She's learning how to take risks and own them. And I think it's a wonderful moment that she has with her ex-husband when he's telling her like, you're doing the same thing I'm doing it, but I'm not going to chastise you like you chastise me. And she really still thinks like, yeah, that hurt, but I got it. I'm going to show you. And I think that's a real Taurus woman right there. We're stubborn and we're going to do what we want to do. And we're going to show you. So she does that.
But also very susceptible to comeuppance, which I'm sure is coming. We'll see what happens. And Corbin, I want to talk about Sondi. We have her also kind of in this relationship that she has fought tooth and nail for. But now that it's kind of settling, yes, we have kind of the inclusion of Amart's mother, the wonderful Tika Sumter. But there's still this thing of, I still have my own apartment. I still have some way that I can escape and kind of assert myself while still thinking I'm very devoted to this man. What kind of changes are we going to see in the relationship between Sondi and Matthew?
Yeah, I mean, it's really complex. And you see Sondi go through a really intense journey, especially in the first 4 episodes that I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to. I keep saying this, but she very much was in the caretaker role last season, and she made a lot of compromises to maintain that status, both, her personal wants and needs, but also her career life. And this season, you see her really boldly and unapologetically step into her version of independence and fulfilling what, her wants and needs are just as a woman. And I think the therapy episodes are great because they do a really good job of making us sort of verbalize these sort of pivotal moments that we have, these realizations we come to with our characters of like what it is that we want or what it is that we're struggling with. And instead of you seeing us do it, like suffer through it, you get to see us talk about what the real solution is. And I love these therapy episodes. I love the therapy episode this season. And it's great.
Summer.
Yes, Cree Summer plays our therapist. I think. Okay,
I think.
Cool.
I don't know.
She's our therapist, and she just has this. She brings us all to these really wonderful, pivotal, like mountaintop moments of like this is where we need to go. And I love how we land there. So I think I answered your question.
Oh, yes. Well, and it's funny because you went right into the next thing I was going to ask was, I know that, everything is scripted and it's specific to your characters. However, if I'm in a room with Cree Summer, I feel like I'm getting therapy by osmosis. I'm getting vibes by
when
osmosis.
I tell you, we each shoot our therapy episodes by ourselves, obviously, because we're in a therapist's office. Cree and I had a therapy session backstage, whatever, in the green room, straight up, like the things we talked about. I was like, I just met you. Why am I telling you my entire life?
Yeah, she has a special.
She just brings
something.
that out of you.
All three of us were like, she's our best friend.
She's our best friend.
We met our new best friend today.
I've been loving Cree Summer, of course, since like a different world. But for me, because she's been like the urbanized hippie my entire life, I grew up listening to her album, Revelation Sunshine. I'm that girl. So I love her on a whole different level, and I do voiceover. So when I saw her walk in and they surprised me, they were like, Cree Summer's playing, because it wasn't like final.
Yeah.
And then they were like, Cree Summer's playing the Lord. I cried. I was like, she's everything to me. Like, and you love the Rugrats. Like,
yes, I have a box full of VHSs of every Rugrat episode that ever existed.
Like, it was like real deal Holyfield.
We were very.
You have Cree Summer on one side and then Erika Alexander on the other side.
Oh, yes, I know.
We're very blessed.
We're very blessed. And let me tell you, what a good time we had.
I know.
Have so many videos of Erika.
And Erika makes me laugh until I cry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, she's so funny.
She's awesome. And wait until you see the last episode, girl.
Oh, I can't wait. They are both fabulous, but you ladies really make this show so special and so unique. Thank you so much for taking time to talk with me about it. And I wish you luck the next season. I'm so excited for more people to see it.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
I love whenever you pop up on my screen. It is, since, Living Single to Get Out to Shining Girls, just anytime I see, I'm like, yes, Erika's here. Let's go. And I was slightly a little bit worried because we know Andrew's on her, author retreat.
That's right. She's off on her big adventure. Yeah. Right? What you gonna do with Barb? Well, Barb is there running the world, girl, giving advice, being a life coach. That's what she's doing.
Well, it's so funny because I was like, okay, how are they going to, make sure that Barb gets in it? Because I want to see Barb on my screen. And I thought initially the conversation with Renee, where Renee was like, oh, you could be my advisor. You could do this. And Barb was like, no, that ain't me. That ain't me. So, talk to me about reintroducing Barb into season 2 and kind of making her own character.
Absolutely. I think that it's lovely to have the tether of the girls in her life because they're generation that she's already lived that life. She's, sort of conquered some of the things that they're dealing with. So she ends up being a life coach and an advisor, even though she doesn't want it. She's got too big of a mouth. She's too naughty. And they're always inviting her to places. So they want to be with her and she wants to be with them. So I always say it's not, why is she hanging out with them? I said, no, they're hanging out with her. They just don't know it. And I love that it's a generational conversation that they're having. And I think that that's important to see because it's a myth that we don't hang out with each other. We just hang out with people that are, that are just in similar age range and experiences in life, whether it's career, that type of thing. No, it's a total mix. And I think that she defies gravity. So it's really important that they hang on to her tether because she'll lift them up.
I love that you said that because there is a lot of generational conversation. And I think about just, the friend group that I have, and we have 20-year-olds, we have 40-year-olds, and everything in between.
Yes.
When it comes to kind of writing the friend line and not necessarily tipping into mentor, and not necessarily kind of getting full auntie status, but a little bit of auntie, kind of status. What's that like to kind of work with these girls who are kind of in their own generation?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I get a blast of energy from them. They're enthusiastic and not jaded. They have the power and strength of their youth, which is beautiful to watch. And I have the power and strength of wisdom. When I'm watching them, we can have an equal exchange, because that is an equal exchange. They're giving me energy and I'm giving them something back as well. They also are often giving me my flowers, which is lovely. Everyone wants to be told that they've done something well. And when you get it daily and they're glad to see you, they're like little puppies that come around, and then I swat them away, like, go on over there, get you your own bowl, get out of mine, because there's also there's also a space in it where Barb is her own person, and she's all right being, alone in the same room, but also with everyone else. She's okay with that. So I love it.
Well, she's okay with it. I love it. It is absolutely a joy to watch her. My heart just beats 10 times over and over. Thank you so much, Erika, for taking a little time to talk with us. And I can't wait to see more of you in season 2.
Thank you. And I appreciate you. I love your hair. Is that yarn?
Not yarn, but just whatever was around. I said, I went on a cruise, so this is my cruise style.
Oh, okay. I know that's right. I love it.
Right?
Love it.
Thank you.
All right. See you
and
later.
I love the blue. Very cute.
Oh, come on now. Gotta do it.
As we go into it, with the guys of Run the World, a big theme is about forgiveness and kind of who is it afforded to and then who needs it. We know kind of the situation that happens between Ola and Whitney. Does Ola have something where maybe he needs forgiveness from Whitney, but he's a little too stubborn right now, a little too hurt to see it?
Well, I love that you brought that up because, Ola very clearly is wronged, and he has all the right in the world to need some time to do some forgiving. But I do think that there's going to be a kind of something to explore within who he is as to why not everything is so one-sided. Sometimes, sure, the cheater may have cheated and they are wrong for that. But sometimes there are lingering things in a relationship, like dynamics or histories or unresolved traumas or microaggressive behavior patterns that like need to be called out. And Whitney has done a lot for this brother. She changed her life. She moved with him when he got the opportunity to become a doctor. So some of that might have to come to the surface. I think that's all I'll say about that.
Well, in Jay, we see Jason and Renee are always that kind of break up to make up couple. You're like, oh, they're never really going to break up. But we kind of see them at a crossroads right now where they both quit their jobs. But, one feels a little more entitled to be able to do that than the other. Tell us where we're going to kind of see we're going to see Jason kind of react to this. Is he going to kind of come to an understanding, or is he like, no, I'm right and I'm going to do what I want to do?
I think that Jason is fully aware of what he did wrong. He knows that he wanted to make a move, but he didn't move about it in the right way. So he's fully accepted that. And in season 2, we find him trying to make good on his word and trying to do the best that he can to put his plan into action. And all of that while obviously still being madly in love with Renee. That he doesn't lose that for a second. So,
well, we might see that he has to put up a fight, and I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing how that plays out.
Oh, he's a fighter.
Exactly. Tell me, just in general, if you had to sum up the season in, let's say, 2 words, what would it be? Starting with you, Tosin.
2 words.
Yep.
A whole season.
I'm so
Oh
glad
my
you're going
God.
first.
We're going to make you work for it.
Yeah, just do this real quick.
Why
Why take it so long?
Just 2?
It's so easy.
Just 2.
Okay, if I was to sum up the season in 2 words, I would say magnetic sisterhood.
Ooh, okay. I like it. I like it. How about you, Jay? You're rethinking.
So you just had to put magnetic sisterhood?
You know, there's a lot going on.
What did
but
you just tap into? That was crazy.
You know, I tried to just
let's see.
synthesize.
Priorities and change.
Ooh, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's real. Priorities and change.
I don't know if it was as beautiful as yours, but
No.
It's a thinker. It's a thinker. It gets the creative juices
But you know,
flowing.
here's what it is combined the 4 words: priorities and change, magnetism, and sisterhood.
Of a magnetic sisterhood.
That's your season. That's Run the World season 2 right there.
I love it.
You did it.
Thank you guys so much for taking time to talk with me today. I am in love with this show. And of course, you know, we love the women, but the men behind them are just as dynamic and just as fun to go along with. And my fingers are crossed for both of the relationships. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.